Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to again M5 Property Addicts. And today I am going to be hanging out with my two coolest people. Let's just say for the week. Maybe they could be for the year. Maybe they could be for the decade. Who knows? But today we are going to be talking about the Section 12J. You all know that it is closed. But what now that it is closed? Or what happens? And how much have we raised? And I just want us to, say thank you to everyone else who's contributed. But good morning. Before we jump into all those nice things, wherever you are watching us from, I think today it's a day of celebration. But before I keep on talking there, let me know where you are watching us from. So in the comments, let me know where you're watching us from. I know that you've been waiting for this. And as I wait to hear from you, I'm going to bring in Reta. Reta, how's it going? Good morning.
Morning! It
Good,
is a
good.
very exciting day here in Cape Town, and yeah, excited to be awake to be here.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff that you're excited to be awake. Right. That's good news. And yeah, we got someone else, but I just wanted to speak to you first before we introduce our other guest as well that we've got. But here's the thing, right? We started off this business a while ago, and we're grinding, and we start meeting other people along the way. And the Section 12J came to life. Me and you, we didn't know about the Section 12J. I mean, we didn't know anything about these taxes. When did we meet Robert Kiyosaki? Was it 2018 winter?
Yeah, 2019 actually. It
2019 winter.
was 6 months before the pandemic broke out. Yeah.
Right, right. And in there, he was talking a whole lot of other things around taxes and things like that. And we were trying to figure out, does this work in South Africa? He kept on saying, yeah, everywhere he goes in the world, it does work. And then, poof, Joe came. He was like a mushroom that just came from nowhere. Poof, and then he was there. And we started talking about the Section 12J, something that was complicated for us to understand in the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. And it's really you think this tax thing doesn't exist, but it does. You just don't know about it. And I think once our perceptions around that changed, and we really truly understood that there is something like this in South Africa. And guess what? This specific 12J tax incentive is only in South Africa. I think there's one other country that does it. So we were actually special in that we're getting more than other people, but we didn't even know that. Um, and as soon as your perspective change, and as soon as you understand and you realize that there are these things available to you as well, that's when you start looking, and that's when you find these little mushrooms and surprises popping up, and people that you then engage with and talk to make that happen now that you know about it. So
Mm, mm,
sometimes it's just about knowing that something exists to find it. You can't find something if you don't know it exists.
100%. Yeah. I think I almost want to, before we bring in Joe, I just want us to talk about, the ability to pivot quickly. And me and you, we found out we were just about at the blink of signing off our contracts and everything else with Joe. When we actually heard from the Minister of Finance, and they said that, the Section 12J doesn't exist anymore, or they just said it's cancelled. And me and you, we didn't know what it meant to be cancelled. And we're like, so this thing doesn't exist, but already we're bringing in Joe, we have finalized contracts. What now? What should we do? Um, and that importance of just being able to make that shift, it is literally that shift that we made, the pivoting that we did at that particular time. it has given us the results that we did. Had we pivoted the other way around, or had we stayed in our position, I don't think that we would have gotten through to where we are today, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree with you on that.
I'm gonna bring in Joe. Joe, good morning. How's it going?
Good morning, everyone. It's going very well, thank you.
Awesome
Yeah.
stuff. Right. Are you glad to be alive and awake in Potchefstroom like Rita was?
Absolutely, TJ. Absolutely. We've experienced quite a ride the last 2 weeks. It's been a hectic time getting everyone in there, but it's been well. It's been going really well.
Okay, good. Joe, you are a fund manager. Tell us about the Section 12J. We've been preaching about it. Those that had ears, they listened. Those that could action, they actioned. Let's just jump in and talk about what is our Section 12J all about before we announce how much was actually fully raised, and then we can jump in to talk about what now. This thing is here now.
Yeah. Well, to answer that question, our Section 12J was really special in the sense that it wasn't just all about the money and buying the properties and investing in properties, but it was a large portion of it was also to help the community. To assist the students. Give them great accommodation. So we balanced the two factors: looking after our investors and also looking to create some good experiences for our students in our communities. And that was really the goal and the focus of our fund, is to try and service both those aspects. And I think we achieved that, and we're going to achieve it in future.
Right. Thanks, Joe, on that. Rita, we could have stayed in the affordable housing, or we could have channeled this money into a different section. But in conversations with Joe, as we were starting off, we agreed that student accommodation is a place where we are going to continue investing in. Where is student accommodation now, and with the opportunities that we now have now with our Section 12J investors, where can we take this?
Sure. I think we in the student accommodation space, I'm not going to talk about demand and all those things because we know it's there, we've experienced it, it's happening. And our student accommodation properties have been our best performing properties across the board in all the different cities. So for me, I'm very excited to see where this is going to go. We already got some lots of properties in the pipeline. I've been reaching out to people, sourcing agents. Please send me some good student accommodation deals that you have. We need more. We've managed to already send out guarantees, letters of intent, whatever, to the properties that's on our list, and we can do more. So I'm very, very excited. I think our goal to have 8,000 students just got a huge bump towards that goal. And I think this fund by itself can easily have 2,000 of those students by the end of these 5 years, if not more. So I'm very, very excited, and I think this is going to become a really, really big tool for everyone in it to earn those returns that they're expecting in the fund.
Thank you on that one. Joe, the Section 12J, it was mentioned that it will close by the 30th of June. Is it true that it has closed? I got an SMS from someone. They said, TJ, can I still invest? That was last night. And we ended up having a conversation with that person this morning. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that fund. It is gone. So the two questions I want to ask of you, Joe, is it true that the Section 12J is ended? Or, it was a hump, so we need to slow down to get to the next space? Or, and then the second question is that, what now that the Section 12J is gone? What happens to the actual fund itself? Does it close down? Does it stop? Give us some light there.
Yeah. So yeah, TJ, again, it's we need to know that when you work with government and they set the rules, they enforce it quite strictly, and in this instance they are enforcing it. It's written into law that it was supposed to close on the 30th of June. So we can't get past that fact. So what that means is any submissions after the 30th of June will not be accepted. So there was a minimum criteria for an investor to be considered investing before 30th of June. And we've assisted all those investors, and they know who they are, to get them to be part of the fund, even though paperwork was received very late on the 30th of June. And so we're in a situation where we can't assist those individuals anymore for the tax benefits purpose of the fund. But the fund will continue, as we said, over all the YouTube sessions we've had. It will continue. We'll buy property. We'll raise. We would definitely in the future look to raise more capital in the fund to buy more properties. To get a fund where it is right now this quickly, it's a snowball effect, and so we're looking to grow it very quickly. And it's very hard to start something up, but now we've got some momentum. So definitely for next year, we'll definitely do another capital raise. That will only happen in, we're still going to set a date, still to be discussed, but definitely we will do another capital raise, get more funds into the investment fund, and buy more properties and give more returns. That's the whole idea.
Awesome. Rita, we've been talking about the students' accommodations, and we were saying that, student accommodation, at the moment, we have Cape Town and we've got Poch. And the question that one could ask is, where else are we going to potentially be expanding to? Because some people will be like, hey, I am in Emalahleni, I am in Kokstad. Are you guys coming through there? Is there a defined journey of where we can be seeing the student accommodation going?
Definitely, definitely. So our aim is to go to the top 13 universities and colleges in South Africa, and to be able to serve all of them. Now we know where those are. They are in East London, they are in Durban, Joburg, Pretoria, Grahamstown, all of those different places, right? So, and then after that, we are aiming to then also get into some of the international places. We want to get into Namibia, and potentially, this is our dream is also to get into London, right? But for now, we want to get to our 8,000 students in South Africa and build a foundation here for us to jump into that space. And I think it's definitely achievable with the amount of properties that we've been able to secure now for next year. We're already going to go up to about just over 1,500. And to do that 1 year after you've decided to get to 8,000, I mean, it's not a linear growth from here. So I'm very, very excited. And you guys are going to see us. We're going to be everywhere. Your matrics are going to see us. We're going to be there. We're going to, on Open University Open Day, we're going to be there. We're going to advertise. They're going to come speak with all these kids are going to come speak with us. So watch out. Look out for us. We're coming to your town tomorrow.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to now say, I think a lot of people came in, they understood that a lot of people didn't understand what the Section 12 change. And I think I would like to say to all the investors that have invested with us on this journey, on the Section 12J, not only are you getting your investment for your dividends and your tax breaks from the government, and which is fair and great because that's what money is supposed to be doing for you. But from the three of us and the whole team from M5 Property Addicts, there's a bigger team. You can only just see me and Rita, but behind us is another bigger team. Close to 100 people now, Rita, right?
Yeah, we are now in total, I think we just almost 45 people in the team, all working towards growing the properties and returns and value really for our investors.
100%. Now, all of those people, you have just secured their employment. All of those people, you have actually enabled them to make sure that wherever we've got a house building somewhere, not only is there accommodation for someone else whom you'll never meet, who knows, you might meet them 5-10 years later to come, where maybe in a medical suit, maybe, who knows, they might be the next president, who knows, it could be anything. And these are the possibilities that we have. So from M5 Property Addicts, I'd like to say to you guys, thank you very much. I know that this is an head off where you get to have fund that comes through and say thank you for investing with us, because not so many funds do that out there. But I just want to extend our gratitude to you in terms of partnering up with us, because had you not partnered up with us, this call here, the jobs and the kids that are now going to be in the houses, all of that has been an experience. So thank you very much. Joe, the amount that was planned, so you had to put in a perspective, right? Perspectives to the authorities and the regulators to say this is the amount of money that I want to raise, and I'm going to raise it for these particular reasons. And that prospectus went in the last, kind of like went in 2 months before we closed. And how much had you planned in there in our prospects to fundraise?
Yeah, so according to our prospectus, any fund would like to reach 50 million. And we were strong on our way to reach that total. Obviously, we're not reaching for the stars and only reaching the sky. Yeah, we definitely were. Everything was set up perfectly, but there's so many economic factors, that influence the whole investment process, and political factors, and we all know what's currently happening in out there. So, but what we did is that we reset our goal, our target, and so we set our target to what's achievable with currently the economic environment we're in, and obviously the regulations that was imposed on us recently that everybody's aware of, and we did pretty well. I would say, what the funds we currently have that we've received from our investors will catapult this fund in the next year to be able to buy a property in a region of 45 to 50 million rand for our investors. So that's where we're heading, and that's where we're going to end up in a year's time from now. So we're very privileged to have received from our investors 14,226,000 rand, which is a big number, and we can boast a little bit here that compared to other funds, we're really standing out, especially in the property industry. It's such a low risk industry, but people, when they tend to risk the investment funds, they go for other investment options, which is high risk. But we did pretty well. We did very, very well, and it's a stable fund, and we're looking to grow quite quickly with our investors' money.
Okay, awesome.
I think what people also must understand is that with property, we can take that money and we can leverage it, which means the bank will say to you, okay, great, you have 14 million, so we will top you up and we'll give you, as for argument's sake, they'll say, okay, use that as a 20 or a 30% deposit on a property, and we'll give you the rest on a bond, right? That is the magic of property. So we can literally now go out and buy 50, 60, 70 million rand worth of property because of this 14 million. So for us, when we look at that 14 million, we don't see 14, we see 70, 80. That's what we see, because that's what we can do with that. And that's just the first round. Once you buy the properties, we've optimized it, we have our rental income, we go back to the bank and we get another 10, 20, 30. So for us, that means over the 5 years, 100 million of property that we can buy. So I am so grateful for each and every person that believed in us, believed in the fund, and can build property, right? And they understand and they know how property works, because that is what we're going to be doing with this fund.
Amazing. Joe, you've been already speaking to our partner bank, and already they've given you an indication here on fifth goal in terms of how much money they can give us. And I just want to understand, let us mention the numbers here, but I just want to understand here. So we've got 14 million, you know, this is the amount of money that we raised. So well done, clap hands for everybody, yay. 14,266,000, and this is the amount of money that collectively we have raised. That's a lot of money. I think for some people it might not be a lot of money, but for us at M5, it's a lot of money. We are newbies in the business. We've never fundraised more than 10 million in one go like this. So we have just hit our next target as well. You know, we've broken our own record, and which is cool. But I want to speak to the point, Joe. Yeah, our partner bank have said now, hey guys, you got 14 million, and this is what we are happy to give, like a pre-approval, kind of like this is what they've already committed to giving us at face value without even interrogating other things. What is that number? Because the number that now collectively with our investors, we are going to be investing in all these properties out there.
Yeah, so TJ, so first of all, we're not allowed to name the bank or banks that we're currently busy with, partnering with for obvious reasons. But so they've come back to us, and you know, we're currently putting together some and we have put together in the past, before we capital raised, you know, special deals that will enable us to buy property for our investors. With the 14 million, we can push it up to 45. And obviously that's just the first round. So what Greta mentioned is absolutely true. So that's just the first go at it. And then a second round, I mean, not meaning a second investment round, but a second equity unlocking reinvestment round. We're looking to grow that to another 40 million on top of that. So we could easily reach a 70 million in 2 years' time, and even grow it more beyond the 2 years to the 5 years period for our investors. So we're looking to about 45 for now, which is quite a special number for us.
Awesome. Rita, I'm going to come back to you. You are the exiting managing director for the student business that we've got. And we're going to have another session where we'll include our incoming MD for student accommodation business, which is my student house, with 45 million on the table. In terms of job creation, this is one thing that we are proud of. We are going through to be creating jobs. The question is, number one, how many jobs are we going to be creating? That's one. And then number two, with 45 million onto the table, plus minus, how much, this is just in year number one, because we've got this money within this financial year. We are in July. We are in the buying season for students right now. How many beds can we easily do within this year? One, and then number two, how many jobs can we easily be creating within this year? I mean, these are just very close to estimation. We've been working on this already.
Yeah. So if I just follow my own numbers that I normally preach to people, you know, I say to them, for every million, you need to have 10 students to make the numbers work. Okay, so if I just follow that formula, for 45 million rand, I should be able to do 4,500 students.
Right.
Right. So that is what we should be able to do with that amount of money. Now, obviously, we know some properties will be different. We might be doing some luxury student accommodation versus non-luxury, and that sort of thing. So that will change that number a little bit. But overall, that is what we should be able to do. And in terms of job creation, if I look at my normal little houses that do about 30 students, I've got at least 2 full-time people managing about a house of 30 students. Yeah, I don't know. You do the numbers. It's a lot of jobs. I would say at least 50 to 100 jobs, I would say. And that's a rough guess.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, amazing. Thank you very much on that feedback. I think we're not creating the thousands of jobs, that people go out there. We are just doing what we can in our own spaces. And I think every little bit, if every entrepreneur out there, every small businesses pushes out, collectively, we can then be able to employ more people. Joe, my last question to you. The investors have invested. What are the next baby steps? What's going to happen now within the next 30 to 40 days? And what's going to happen now by July next year? So 2 questions there. Baby steps, what needs to happen within the next 30 to 45 days? And what is expected within the next, by July, August next year?
Yeah, so just breaking it down into smaller steps. So what's currently happening is we're working with our administrator, going through all the contracts, verifying contracts with payments. We've actually done everything already. It's all done. Everybody's through the gate. We have our investors in. There's no problems. We guarantee the 14.2 million. Just to break it down for you. But currently, what we're working on, obviously the share certificates, and we're working on the tax certificates as well. And we need about 3 to 4 weeks to complete. We're looking at many certificates. The amount of investors we had, and it needs to be individually assessed, individually signed off by various parties. And then, after that's been issued. Then what we'll do is, obviously, we need to do quarterly reporting as we promised our investors. We'll report on purchases of property, where the fund is standing, who's the role players. Give some confidence to our investors that we're on top of things and we're working it out, and we are there to look after their investments quite closely. Then and so currently now we're looking to allocate funds to deploy the funds as quickly as possible. Which the other funds, I don't know. I can't compare, but I know we're very quick with deploying funds for properties. And then from then we need to get those contracts going, put things in place to employ getting the tenants, the students in January, and then till next year July. So obviously in Feb we still need the investors to do their tax returns. As everybody needs to do. So tax returns very important. So we will be there to assist them at an arm's length sort of approach, to assist them, to help them fill that in, to make sure they get their rebates and their taxes. So I can imagine our phones is going to be very busy at that stage. And then after returns has been submitted, we're looking for July, more or less July, where rebates are supposed to start coming in for our investors. Some of the investors that's actually invested on a loan account, those rebates will be coming in July, and then we're looking for further payments into the fund in September, which will actually just finish off our internal financial cycle for the year, which is the end of September. And then after that, we start again, buy more properties for the next year. And we start a process all over again. And whatever tax rebates is left after September next year, we'll have to, the whole process will start over again of the following year, February tax returns, and then July rebates, and then settlement of the accounts in September of that sequential year. So yeah, so it's a lengthy process, but we're on top of it, and we're definitely making the best of it, and it's good times to come.
Good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have invested with us, you should have by now already. You should have received a welcome letter. That's the first thing, right? By now already, you would have either spoken to myself, you would have spoken to any one of the three of us here already by now. And in terms of communications going forward, we remember we are still in COVID, so we are all still scattered. We are going to continue being scattered. It's a business decision. Reta looks after Cape Town. Joe, he's in Poch. I'm down here in Johannesburg. I am slowly moving to the Kruger, maybe, who knows. So having said that, I really want us to touch on the communication piece. Very important for us to follow the communications so that we can, communications channels, so that we can be able to help you as speedily as we can, where you might have a discomfort or whether you want to clarify something. In your welcoming pack, your welcoming letter that you received, there are contact numbers there. Please keep those ones close to you. That's number one. And then number two, Joe is our fund manager. Anything related to the transactions itself, you can reach out to Joe directly. In the welcome pack, you do have these details there. We're going to be introducing to you further communications channels. Reta is going to be working with that with the tech team, and you should be within the next 30 days from now. And from there, I think it's Mula time, just returning our, getting all of our returns and enjoying the passive income. And this is what we stand for, right? Passive income for you, our investors, and this is what we're going to be doing. It's unfortunate that we are in COVID. Had we not been in COVID, I think we would have been planning now show and tells. Reta, I totally miss the show and tells, man. Yeah, maybe can we do social distancing at show and tells? I don't know.
No, but we did. Joe, you and Joe did one in Port, and I was so jealous when I saw that, and I was like, I want to do it as well because it was so cool. You were like, "Go there, Joe. Go there, Joe." It was awesome. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Okay, so we should plan for virtual show days, right? Show and tells.
Yeah.
I think let's do that. I think that'll be great. That'll be great. As and when we are buying all of these new properties, Reta did indicate there's quite a few already that have been put online, so it's just the transaction to conclude, and then thereafter we can communicate. Joe, any closing comments? I'm gonna start with you because you are the fund manager, but normally I start with the pretty people in the room.
Yeah, well, yeah, thanks for that. So, yeah, just a big thank you, and yeah, thank you for the trust in our fund and the trust that you put in us to manage your fund and your monies. Thank you, we appreciate it, and obviously you come first. Our investors come first, and we definitely look after you to the best of our abilities. Yeah, that's all. Thanks, TJ.
That was my number one partner in crime and number two partner in crime.
I don't know if you should use the word crime together with fund management, but okay. Yeah, guys, I'm blown away. I'm looking so forward to getting started, or actually we've gotten started already, but just to continue with this process. Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited. I can see good things and big things happening with this. So come, TJ, give me a high five.
High five, yeah. Oops, no.
Other five. There you go. High five. Joe, high five.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go.
Other side.
Awesome stuff. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to all our investors. You can hear from Joe, from Reta, myself. We can't stop saying thank you. And we are going to go ahead. We'll keep our lines open for communication purposes. But I want to say that the M5 Property Addicts as a business, it doesn't end here. The fund continues. It's just different. Are there other products that you can invest in? Definitely. So we continue working, we continue creating passive income for you. And once again, thank you very much and cheers. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.